There's a certain kind of literacy they really should be teaching in school, and that is how to read the fine print. If you don't read the instructions on the sign, you'll likely get a parking ticket. But what about that other kind of fine print you find on your food labels? What do those ingredients really mean? You know, you got your fiber, your calories, your fat, your vitamins, your sugar, your salt, your sodium. How much do you really want in your food products, and how do you make sense of it all? Well, that is the question that we took to our expert dietitian to find out what you want in your food and what you don't want.
The three key things that you want to be looking at are the nutrition facts panel and the list of ingredients. And when you're looking at the nutrition facts panel, you should always be looking at the serving size. Some of the mistakes that we make are basically not comparing it back to what we're eating. So say you're looking at a box of cookies and the serving size on the box says 1 cookie, but then you're eating 4, and not really relating that back to how many grams of fat or sodium or sugar or whatever are in that serving that you just ate. There's 13 different nutrients that are standard on each food label, and so some of the things that you want to be looking at are the amount of calories, grams of fat, amount of sodium, as well as amount of vitamin A, calcium, and iron and fiber. The things that we should be staying away from would be the saturated fat, trans fat, and fat in general, and sodium. And the things that we want more of are the fiber, the vitamin A, the iron, and the calcium.
Great. I mean, it's great that we have this information now, because I remember going to the grocery store before and you couldn't get any of that there. So is it better to have this information?
I think it is, because it helps you make more of an informed and healthy choice. So one thing that I recommend to people when they ask me, you know, there's so many numbers on the food label, what should I be looking at? I tell them a general rule is to look at the percent daily value, and then if you see that it's 5 or below, then you know that there's a small amount of that nutrient, whatever it may be, and then if it's 15 or higher, then it's a good amount, it's a high amount.
What about fruits and vegetables? They don't have labels on them.
No, they don't. It's not required by law for them to have labels, because there is a lot of natural variation in things like fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh and raw meat. For myself, I like to look at fiber, but it really depends on what your health concerns are and what the doctor has told you. Maybe you have high blood pressure, so you need to be looking more at sodium and at fat. And for somebody who's looking to increase their fiber, then maybe they want to be looking at that nutrient instead.
Understanding the fine print can really help you out. You understand what's on the street signs, you don't get a parking ticket. You understand what's on your food labels, you'll likely eat something healthier than you would otherwise. So we hit the street to find out if you are reading your food labels and what you're looking out for.
I personally do, and I'm looking at sodium for one thing. Pretty much all of it's sodium. I'm interested in calories. And then all the benefits, the vitamin C and everything else that might be in it.
For the most part, yes, I do.
And is there anything you're looking for in particular?
Mostly the carbohydrates.
And
my husband's a diabetic.
There you go.
Yeah.
And have you always looked at the food labels?
No.
Then why have you started looking at them?
Well, when my husband was diagnosed about 4 years ago.
Actually, I don't read them at all.
Really? Why not?
Because I eat poorly, and if I read them, I probably would avoid eating all the things that I like.
That's a very good point. Is there anything that would convince you to start reading them?
If I went to the doctor and found out I was very unhealthy, I would start, but...
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
She does.
So you're the boss
times.
when it comes to food labels?
Yes.
And what are you looking for?
Oh, I'm looking for low salt, mainly, and low fat.
And have you always looked at the label?
No.
And what made you change?
Oh, I guess advertising, I think, more or less.
Anything you're looking for in the food label?
No sugar, or very low sugar.
The best before date on food doesn't tell you whether the food is safe to eat. It's an indication of the freshness and potential shelf life of an unopened product. Prepackaged foods with a shelf life of less than 90 days are required to have a best before date on the label. Once a product has been opened, the best before date may no longer apply. Prepackaged foods that are past its best before date may have lost freshness, flavor, and nutritional value, and its texture may have changed. Storing products according to the manufacturer's requirements will help preserve the best before date. Foods that are labeled with an expiry date should be discarded once this date has passed.
Today's Health Check is brought to you by KFL&A Public Health, working together for better health. Visit kflapublichealth.ca.